members of the San Francisco airport, people who were part of SF Travel, the Bay Area Council, the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce. There were so many business leaders and folks who participated in our desire to promote business opportunities, tourism, and of course, what everyone is truly excited about, pandas. We were truly successful in our trip. We had numerous meetings with government officials, with airlines, and with business leaders. We held a business forum of people who have interest in not only doing business in San Francisco, but investing in San Francisco. We, as I mentioned earlier, signed an agreement to bring pandas to San Francisco, and we are aggressively moving towards entering into the appropriate agreements that would allow us to move in that direction. So what we set out to accomplish on this trip, I think we did that, and of course there's plenty of other things that we need to do, a lot of follow-through, a lot of paperwork, and we are excited and hopeful about what this means for San Francisco's future. Overall, I think that especially with regards to the pandas that everyone's so excited about, it represents so much joy. I had a chance to go to the Shanghai Wildlife Park, and it was the first time I actually saw a panda in person. And it was amazing. It was amazing to see them walk, to eat, to sit up, to pick up things with their hands, and to look directly at us as they were eating, as if they were wondering why we were looking at them while they were trying to eat. So it was a really cool experience, and we are so looking forward to making this a reality for San Francisco, putting in the appropriate work to get it done. So with that, I am willing to take a few questions. I will say that my favorite part was definitely watching Xinjin the panda eat for the first time and seeing a panda for the first time live, and how close she was to us and stared right at us as she was eating as if she wanted to have a conversation. It was really an amazing thing to witness. So we expect a pair of pandas, and they are hopefully anticipated to come as soon as we're able to raise the resources, do all the permitting, continue to work with the wildlife and conservation group in Beijing to facilitate all the appropriate paperwork. As I was in China, we had some of their engineers and folks who were in San Francisco facilitating and working with our architect and working with the zoo, because we still need to build out the location where the pandas will be. We need to make sure that we are prepared to receive them so that when they do come to San Francisco, their environment, their food, their support will allow for them to be healthy and to thrive. So there's still a process, and hopefully we will be able to welcome the pandas here as early as sometime at the beginning of next year. But there's still a process, and depending on all the other issues or delays that may come up and the build out and the work we need to do at the zoo, we're keeping our fingers crossed, but we're going to move as quickly as we can to make it happen. So we, as I mentioned, we were the airport, members of the airport team joined us on this trip, and we met with a number of airlines, including Shenzhen Airlines as well as Air China, and to talk about increasing the number of flights. We, before the pandemic, had about 50 flights per week here in San Francisco from China, from Asia, and we have increased that number since the pandemic to about 20, and about a third of the flights coming into the U.S. from China actually come through San Francisco. We know that there's a real demand. We heard it from tour operators who said we want more flights. We heard it from people who said, we want to come to San Francisco. The flights are a little bit expensive, but we want to come to San Francisco. You have people who have relatives and connections and relationships. You have tourists who want to come to our city. You have people who want to do business. Many of our business leaders in Shanghai expressed an interest. They talked specifically about the one flight they knew that they could count on that comes to San Francisco, and a strong desire to have more in order to get back and forth a little bit more in a bit more rapid speed. So we are hopeful that we're able to deliver on that. We've had a lot of conversations, and San Francisco International Airport offers some great incentives for airlines who want to do business here. We know that there's a high demand, especially because we see flights from other countries that are exceeding pre-pandemic levels. So we know the demand is there. We know the demand is there because of the amount of flights that actually come into San Francisco International Airport as well. So real possibilities, and we are going to continue to work on making sure that we make the possibility a reality. So we don't have a cost estimate just yet on the pandas. There's the work that we have to do in terms of the architectural designs, cost estimates of the build out, of the appropriate staff and food and all that would entail. So we're in the early stages of preparing the analysis for what it will cost and going through the permitting process. As far as safety concerns, we of course want to ensure that the pandas are thriving and are healthy and are safe, and that's why we'll be working closely with the wildlife and conservation team from Beijing to ensure that we do what's appropriate to ensure the safety and the security and the support of the pandas, and we'll continue to work with the zoo to meet those needs.
What about retail? Tell us about the economic engine that tourism will bring to San Francisco, what you're hoping for in that regard.
Well, we think that with increased flights, with business opportunities, with pandas and all that we're talking about, the economic opportunities for San Francisco can be significant. And just to put it into perspective, we are not at pre-pandemic levels for flights coming in from China, but already last year we saw over $633 million in economic impact to the city just from tourists who came from China to our city. So we want to make sure that we open up that door for folks to visit, for folks to have experiences in our city. We're excited about tourism, and people are excited, and I was well received in China. There were a lot of folks who said they love San Francisco. They look forward to coming back to San Francisco. They have pandas there, so the excitement was just San Francisco, but I think the panda excitement will be for a lot of the people who are here in the United States.
Any objections in regards to crime? Some of our prominent
Well, that wasn't really a conversation that came up with anyone. It was really the thing that people talked about mostly. I mean, first of all, they said, constantly, I love San Francisco. The flights are really expensive, but I want to come to San Francisco. San Francisco is a beautiful city, and they talked about different experiences. There was a lot of excitement and desire. So the interest is there, the excitement is there, people want to come, but the flights and the need to move quickly around visas is also an important part of getting more tourists here to San Francisco, but the desires are definitely there. Yeah. So our delegation had an opportunity to go to Fondue University and have conversations there, but we did have a number of conversations with also a Shanghai Friends Group, which is a part of our Shanghai Sister Committee, as a way to develop the possibility of students being supported and going to China from San Francisco as early as this summer. So we're already having conversations about that. and they are looking at San Francisco as a way to do the student-to-student exchange more so than anything else. Well, the university was more interested in the student exchange component of our students coming to San Francisco. I mean, their students coming to San Francisco and our students going there. So that was really more of what they were interested in. Yes. Well, I was extremely impressed with their electric vehicle and their electric vehicle infrastructure, as well as had a chance to take the high-speed rail. I did that before when I went to China in 2013. It was a great trip. They said it was faster, but I thought it was fast the first time I took it. So it was really a great experience. And the excitement around the number of automated things that they're using, technology and how they're using technology. There seems to be a very an interest in technology and connections around technology in San Francisco and manufacturing. And so those conversations with the Bay Area Council and the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce were had. We had a forum and we learned about a number of items and things that they developed, and there's some similar items here in the United States as well. So it was great to hear them talk about the environment and the planting of trees, the increasing the number of parks and open space, and having conversations around San Francisco's climate action plan and the desire to be greenhouse gas free, similar to San Francisco. There were a lot of great green conversations going on, which is exciting to hear. All right. Thank you.